Hello my dears, this is Sarah from SheHoldsDearly.com, and today we're going to give my mirror that I bought at Costco years ago, we're going to give it a makeover. So I originally thought, oh, I'm just going to paint it gold and I'll just kind of get it aged, and I thought I will mix in some gold leafing and gilding, if you know what that looks like. It kind of has this like, kind of a broken patina look to it. So I tried that actually along the bottom of this mirror, and then added just a light dusting of gold spray paint and then like a chocolate spray paint. I just didn't like the width of that much of the gold. I do like it on a smaller frame with more detail. This one is just wide and it's flat. So that opened up Pandora's box and I had to start pulling out all my paint samples. And so last night I was just painting like crazy. And what I want you to take away from this is that when you know that you're gonna paint something, feel free to go ahead and try out a bunch of colors. So I still am at an impasse with my desk over here as to whether I'm gonna paint it black. So I'm not willing to sample actual paint on it in case I decide, no, I do not want paint. But for this, it was okay. So I ended up trying a light beige. I had a true black chalk paint. I had some fusion mineral paint that has a little bit of a blue undertone, but it is a black. Then I've got a light gray, a darker gray with some blue undertones, and a white. This white down here, Silo's white. It's what I have on my walls in my room here. So as I was putting it on, it was of course helping me. I kept stepping back and thinking what looks best, and not even just best on the mirror, but what looks best in this room. It's becoming a little bit more refined and sophisticated and a little bit more masculine in here, old European, and not so much like all the white and all the farmhouse. So I'll let you guess which one I chose. And if you chose the black chalk paint, you are right. So I really liked how it worked with my wrought iron bed in here. And I'm gonna finish it with this dark wax just to give it a real warmth and bring up a glossy finish on it. It's actually gonna be a much simpler project than what I had originally thought. That does not normally happen. But it's working out that I'm just gonna do chalk paint, and I might do 2 coats, we'll just see how it looks. And then I will finish it off with that wax. So for this project, you're gonna need your mirror, if you do this same project, whatever you're gonna paint. I need some frog tape. If I were spray painting, I would actually cover this, I would be outside, 1. And 2, I would cover this mirror with paper and tape it down. But I don't need to be that careful. So I'm just gonna frog tape off the part of the frame that I do like. Some of it I do like. It was just the flat section in the middle that I was not liking anymore. I bought this mirror like 16 years ago, probably at Costco for $150. And I thought, if I still like the size of it, and if there was any way for me to salvage it, I wanted to. So I was willing to even ruin it to see if I could make it work. I just am really done with the dark chocolatey look, and it's not real wood, it's particle board, so I couldn't just sand it down and go back to raw wood. So this is my solution. I love the chalk paint from the Magnolia Home line, and this one is called Blackboard. I love it. If you need a good black paint, this is the best that I know of. For brushes, I suggest if you only own 1 brush, you want to get a 1.5 inch angled brush. This is because this helps you get really close to trim. Get right in there next to things. So the angle is really good. This is the only brush you have. This is what I would recommend. And I love Purdy brushes, and I love the Magnolia line. This is a smaller project. That's pretty thick. Like, that's quite a bit of paint there that I would be getting on there. So I am going to just go with a little tiny angle brush that I have. It's a 1 inch. But the other one would work if that's all you have. And then once it's dry, I'm going to use the Annie Sloan dark wax. I've tried a lot of dark waxes. A lot of them look black, or they're too thick, or they're too thin. And so, but this one is the one I love, the Annie Sloan dark wax. And then I'm just gonna use an old t-shirt here just because it's soft and it's lint-free. And I'm gonna use that to buff on the wax, and then it will dry and it will seal the paint. All right, so let's get started. All right, I've got this first coat down. I'm liking it, but I feel like the second coat will just give it that really finished look and touch up a few spots. Like where I had the beige and the white, I'm seeing it showing through just a tiny bit. So I'm gonna do a second coat and then we're gonna wax it, and that's the fun part. All right, I've got my second coat done. Now I'm going to add in the wax. This is my favorite part. So you do need a paint can opener for the Annie Sloan wax. I also have the clear and I have the white, which I usually use darker or clear. And then it looks like a creamy shoe polish. So I always like to wear a glove when I do waxing, just because as you get going, it kind of gets under your nails and things. So grab a little latex glove, and then they make wax brushes. I tend to find that the bristles come out when I'm waxing, and so I just keep going back to an old t-shirt. All right, and then I'm just gonna take 2 fingers, my pointer finger, my middle finger, and I just dip it in there, and then I'm gonna work in circular motions in spaces about this big, and I'm gonna wax this whole thing. So we are done. I really like the finished product. And I even like, there's a little bit of brush strokes that I can see there now, which makes it look like wood grain. So I'm super, that was an extra bonus. And it works really well in our master bedroom. So I am very happy with the finished product. Thank you for following along. And if you're new here, please consider hitting that subscribe button. I do post regularly and I share my DIY, design advice, and our vintage farm life. All right, take care and I will talk to you soon.